And get ready to dive into the heart of local sports action. Broadcasting live from the heartland of Missouri, welcome to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN. It's now time to catch up on the latest local highlights, in-depth analysis, and interviews from the Boot Heel and beyond. Here's your host, Rusty Hendricks.
Welcome in. Good Saturday morning. It's the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio. That's 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. Well, glad to have you with us. Excited for a good day. You safe from all the storms and all the rain? My goodness, we've gotten our share this week. I tell you what, I was battling all week. When am I going to mow the lawn? Trying to figure it out. I tried a couple of days. I think I tried on Tuesday. Got started. I mowed one round around the lawn. Started pouring down rain. Like, all right, well, that's not going to work. Finally, Thursday, I ended up getting the lawn mowed. Right as I was finishing, probably about, 10 minutes before I was done, it started to rain. I had to hurry it up and finally got it done. And, then it started another downpour. Thank goodness I got my lawn mowed. Otherwise, it'd be about 8 foot tall if I didn't with all the rain. Man, oh, man, it's been crazy. Another rainy potential day today. The Cardinals last night, a lengthy delay up in St. Louis. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk a lot of baseball today, folks. So if you don't like baseball, probably not the show today to listen to. Sorry. But we're going to talk a lot of baseball. Cape Catfish. Talking about the Missouri Babe Ruth tournaments. Cardinals. A lot of Cardinal talk today as it is MLB Draft Day. So we're going to talk about the draft, what the Cardinals could do for the MLB Draft here today, and a couple of guys in our local area that could get drafted. Caden Bogenpohl, the Jackson alum, who is a guy that is currently at Missouri State University. He could get drafted on day one. Maybe. It's not out of the question that he could be a round one draftee. We'll talk to him approximately 9:35. So you want to stay tuned for that. Around 9:45 or so, we're going to talk to Brady Smith, East Carter High School grad this year. He's got a shot to get drafted. So we'll talk to him as well. Hopefully get a hold of him. Again, around 9:45. And again, Kareem Haq, he is of the Cardinals prospect. If you look at his resume, Kareem, he's a guy that part of the Cardinals prospects on Twitter, Dylan the Cards podcast. We'll talk to him at about 9:15, Kareem Haq. He is plugged in to the draft scene, and as far as it comes to the Cardinals, he's about as good as they come. Again, he's a site editor of Cards, Prospects, and Birds on the Farm podcast. Okay, first, let's touch base with a little Catfish baseball, part of the Prospect League. Okay, the Catfish, a doubleheader yesterday because on Thursday, their game was postponed. So a doubleheader yesterday against the Jackson Rockabillies, who's a team they've been battling with for the second part of the division. Catfish, of course, leading the league on what they've been able to do. Just really impressive summer so far. Catfish with a clean sweep last night. Now, Catfish were down, okay? They were down early. They had basically 5 days off, about a week off due to the All-Star break of the Prospect League. And it kind of looked like maybe some guys didn't pick up a bat for about a week, okay? That's what it looked like. So it took them about 4 or 5 innings to kind of get some things going. A little sloppy in the field, pitching, some walks and things like that. So just not fine-tuned. So again, it took a minute. Well, finally they started to heat up. They went into the final inning They were down 6-3. All-star closer for the Rockabillys. Okay, he was part of the all-star team. He was in to close it. Down 6-3. The Catfish able to come back, score 4 runs in the final inning, and had a walk-off winner, Enrique Villanueva. You'll hear the sound here coming up. He was the hero in Game 1, and then the Catfish, well, they just took off from the get-go. They kind of led the way in Game 2 and able to get the victory by a score of 9-3 in Game 2. So the Catfish, they first in their division. They have tied a winning streak of 10, what they did earlier this year. So they did that in Game 1, and then they bested that streak in Game 2. So 11-game winning streak currently for the Cape Catfish. They're 29-7. 29-7. That's an .806 winning percentage, folks. .806 winning percentage. So 29 wins. No one else has more than 23 wins in the Prospect League. I mean, they are far and away the best team in the league. Best offensive team statistically. Probably top 2 or 3 best pitching staff. Arguably, right there at around top 1 as well. If you look at ERA, first in ERA, they're top 10, about 7th in fielding percentage and things of that nature. So they're top 10 at least there. So they are getting it done. They do have another doubleheader today, but it's on the road as they will take on the Quincy Doggy Paddlers. Yeah, Quincy Doggy Paddlers, 4 o'clock game for Game 1. And then they will begin a little bit later, about 6:30 or so, for Game 2. But a guy that's really been leading the way, he was an all-star for them, a guy from South Suburban College in Illinois, Colin Sinkpill is his name. He is a fantastic hitter. He is, right now, he's third in the league in hitting, .426 average in hitting, and he is third in the league in RBIs with 41 runs batted in, Colin Sinkpill. He's played 7 games in the month of July, okay? 7 games. He's batting .708. .708 is Sinkpill in the month of July. Absolutely nuts. 15 RBI in 7 games. And a .708 average. 758 on base. 1,100, not OPS, 1,100 slugging percentage. Unbelievable. Sinkpill, what he's been able to do. He had 2 home runs last night, 1 in each game. On-base streak, well over 20 games in a row for Sinkpill. Just been absolutely fantastic. So, I've got some highlights for you from last night. We'll start with Game 1, and these are all home runs. The Catfish with 5 home runs last night. They had a big home run by Sinkpill in Game 1. He did it again in Game 2. Catfish had a back-to-back action going on in Game 2 as well. You'll hear the walk-off winner along with it. So, here we go. Game 1 and Game 2 combined. Listen in to the highlights as you could hear it right here on SEMO ESPN late last night.
Against the Rockabillys. Sinkpill with a rocket in the left. Get up, baby. Get up. Get up. It is home run, Colin Sinkpill. The 1-0 delivery. This one lifted to left. Villanueva put a charge in it. It is off the wall, and that will do it. Villanueva, the walk-off double. Watch them celebrate here in Cape. Richardson down the left field line, hit pretty well. It is a home run. Bombs away for Sam Richardson. Field that has opened up more playing time for Britton. This one to deep left. Watch it go over the fence. Home run. Bon voyage. Pete Britton. This one hit to deep left field. This one is a no-doubter. Sinkpill with his second home run of the night. Colin Sinkpill. Big fly, fish. 2 purple, pretty neat jerseys. Matias gets into one into center field. Going back, Luckett, and he watches it fly over the fence. Another home run. Back to back.
The one that I like, Sinkpill's second home run, we can hear one of the fans say, "Whoa," after he hit it. That was pretty fun. So Catfish rolling 11 in a row, and they're playing some great baseball. All right, Babe Ruth tournament. Congrats to the Missouri Bulls. Earlier this week, they defeated the Perfectos 3-0 on Tuesday night to win the senior Babe Ruth State baseball tournament. So the Missouri State tournament. Now we're going to be having the regional tournament, the Midwest Plains Regional Tournament. It'll be hosted at Hill House Park on starting on the 13th. So 13th through the 17th, the winner with a World Series berth to Branson, Missouri for the World Series. So we already know that because they're hosting the Regional Plains Tournament, the Charleston Fighting Squirrels have been invited to that. So they hope to, do some damage. You hope the Bulls maybe can find a way there too. So you'd love to get a couple local teams in there. So congrats to them. And again, Hill House Park will be hopping 13th through the 17th. So that'll be starting on Monday through Friday. All right, last night, you probably didn't get to see it because there was over a 2-hour rain delay. But the St. Louis Cardinals get it done last night with a victory over the Atlanta Braves at home. To lead things off, Jordan Walker, the RBI leader in Major League Baseball, getting it done again early for the Cardinals, courtesy of Apple TV.
And Walker lines it to right for a base hit. Wetherholt waved around third. The throw home skips away. It's backed up by Fuentes, but the Cardinals have tied it.
So they tie it 1-1 after being down, and then late in the 8th inning, again, this was after the rain delay, Jimmy Crooks getting it done against a lefty. Yeah, against a lefty, Jimmy Crooks.
Crooks, high fly ball, deep right center, to the track, to the wall, gone!
So Crooks with the home run to give them a 2-1 lead. Riley O'Brien, all-star, shutting the door. Cardinals win it 2-1. Back in action, 6:15 tonight. So again, 3 all-stars for the Cardinals: Jordan Walker, Riley O'Brien, and it was just announced yesterday, Ivan Herrera. He's going to replace Shohei Ohtani as DH in as well. So Herrera, an all-star. So 3 all-stars for the Cardinals. That is good to see. And again, they'll take on the Braves again tonight. Also Sunday. And then Home Run Derby will be on Monday, folks. The All-Star game on Tuesday. 96th All-Star game. And that'll be in Philadelphia. But really the news yesterday, even though the Cardinals won, the news was J.J. Wetherholt. He ended up signing the rookie an 8-year deal worth $112.5 million. So $112.5 million. Okay, so you have an annual value of around $14 million or so, just over $14 million. Now there's some escalators in there to where performance and different things can elevate it. So, even if that happens, you're looking at $16 million, which is, Alec Burleson this year. He's making, not even close to that. You talk about guys, a couple years ago, you had Miles Michaelis making like 14, 15, 16. Hey, this is a good deal. Buy out some arbitration years, and over the course of time, I think it's a good decision. I like it. What does Chaim Bloom say in the press conference about J.J. Wetherholt and why they got it done?
Yogi Berra said predictions are hard, especially about the future. There's always upside, there's risk in everything that we do. But, here's something that I think I know, which is that when this is done, JJ's going to go back in there. He's going to treat everybody in there with respect, and he's going to do everything that he needs to do in the training room, in the weight room, in the video room, in the cage to get ready to go beat the opposition tonight. And then tomorrow, the same guy's going to walk in the door and do the same thing. And, that's really, I go back to, what I know Ollie said at the beginning of the season when you guys were asking about JJ hitting leadoff. And he said, we trust him. And that is, as much as everything you see on the field, that's why, in my view, why we're sitting here.
All right, that was Chaim Bloom, and big thing I took that we trust him. Everything we see on the field, that's why, in my view, we're sitting here. Okay? What about J.J. Wetherholt? His response after signing the big deal.
I've always been the kind of guy who wants to respect and do well to those who do well to me, and so for them to take that step towards me, it means a lot. In St. Louis, it's been just great to be embraced by the fans, the culture that we're really trying to build here to just continue to get back to playing the baseball that this town deserves. Could go on, but just it's been a combined effort. It's not just about me. Just so excited to be here. So thankful for the guys who have stepped up to make this work out, and just couldn't be happier.
All right, J.J. Wetherholt there. Couldn't be happier to, hey, I want to be able to reciprocate. They're showing, confidence in me. I want to be able to do the same. And J.J. Signing that extension again. I think it's a good deal for the Cardinals. I think it's a good deal. Is there risk in there? Of course. There's talks previous years about Mason Wynn, about Jordan Walker. And obviously their struggles, like this year, Wynn hasn't been the best offensively. So you think, okay, I don't know. I'm not saying JJ's not going to have a couple of rough years in there, but I think over the course of time, he's going to produce, and he's going to be a guy that's not going to have huge lulls as far as his swing. He's a guy that's going to be a good defender. He's an all-around good guy, great work ethic. So that's what I like, the Cardinals making those decisions, investing in some young talent, and for years to come. So again, smart deal, I think. And I think hopefully it'll pay dividends down the road. All right, we're going to take a break. Going to talk to Kareem Haq. He's of Cards Prospects. Talk about the MLB Draft. You don't want to miss it. Coming up next.
Yeah, I think it would be Jamie Arnold for me. I think, realistically speaking, I could see the Cardinals picking him, and he's right up on my draft board. I think, between him, Cade Anderson, and Liam Doyle, I don't think you can go wrong with one of the top three college lefties in this year's class.
All right, that was Kareem Haq last year talking about the 2025 MLB Draft. The Cardinals, of course, selected Liam Doyle, and right in there in the mix is what Kareem had with Liam Doyle. Said he would love to have one of those college lefties, and they ended up picking Liam Doyle. I don't think many people expected him to slide like he did. Cardinals got a great pick, and Kareem Haq joins me again for the third straight year talking a little MLB Draft. He's the founder, site editor at Cardinals Prospects, host of the Birds on the Farm podcast. Kareem, happy MLB Draft Day.
Happy Draft Day, a national holiday for me. Really exciting, especially considering the fact that the Cardinals are positioned to make 6 selections within the top 86 picks. They're the most day one selections out of any MLB, including the 6 bonus. So they're going to have the flexibility to do whatever they want, and it's exciting to see how this draft unfolds for them.
Absolutely excited for that. We'll get kicked off today at noon local time. So let's start at the beginning, okay? You mentioned the Cardinals have a number of picks, 6 in the top 86, I think 7 day one drafts. So they got a good amount of work to do here and things to figure out, but they'll start at number 13 this year, okay? Who are guys that you see mostly linked to the Cardinals at 13? Who are some possible options the way you see it?
Yeah, the Cardinals have been linked to a lot of collegiate players, especially position players at that 13th overall slot, including LSU outfielder Derek Coryell. Coryell's got some of the best basketball skills in the whole class. Exit velocities are impressive as well, but his batted ball profile isn't necessarily going to lead to consistent power. But we're talking about a guy that's a center fielder who projects to stick there long term and is one of the better defenders in the class as well. So he's an intriguing option. If he makes it to 13, it seems likely that he would pick before then, but if he does fall to 13, I think the Cardinals would pounce and select him. I think he's one of the guys that they're hoping falls to 13. A few other names to mention here. Alabama shortstop Justin LeBron. I think he's one of the more polarizing players in this draft. He's got some bat-to-ball questions, but at his peak, he had the potential to be one of the top picks in the class entering the season. The power's there to all, and he's a plus defender at shortstop. LeBron's a guy that really excites me, even though there are some questions, as I said, with the hit tool, and his results when he got over to SEC play weren't, the best, but he's a guy that's got a lot of tools, and wouldn't shock me at all to see the Cardinals have him in consideration for that 13th overall slot. Another guy, shortstop Tyler Bell out of Kentucky, switch hitting shortstop. He's a guy much like Justin LeBron, has some hit tool questions, but is a plus defender at shortstop, has a ton of power, and he's a guy that you can see provide value in so many different areas. When we're talking about a guy with the skill set that he has, the power, gets it out to his pulse consistently. The EVs are strong. They aren't anything special. Like Justin LeBron's EVs are a little bit better than Bell, but Bell does such a great job getting it out to his pulse. And his swing decisions are a little bit more refined than Justin LeBron. He's going to walk a ton. So other guys to mention here, Jared Grindlinger, prep two-way player, left-hand pitcher / outfielder. As a lefty on the mound, he's gotten up to 97 miles an hour. There are some questions about his spin traits. He doesn't spin the ball all that well, but he's got a fastball, changeup, slider mix. And offensively, he's got one of the more astute approaches in the whole prep class. We're talking about a guy that doesn't chase. The contact rates were exceptional in the showcase circuit in 2025, and he did that as one of the younger players over there. He's going to be 17 years old on draft day, so he's an exciting, bet. A guy that, two-way player that there's legitimate, value with him as a pitcher and outfielder. So it'll be fun to see how a pro team develops him. And then one last name I'll mention here, and this is actually the player I ended up mocking to the Cardinals in my recent mock draft, right-hand pitcher Liam Peterson. I think this would be very reminiscent to a lot of the pitchers they targeted last year, a guy that's just got exceptional stuff. Fastball sits 96 to 97 miles an hour with elite carry from a high release, and he wonderfully works a 86 mile an hour gyro slider, has over 2,800 RPMs off of the pitch, and it's just some of the best stuff in the whole class. And if the Cardinals are going to continue to take swings on, the higher upside pitchers like they did with Liam Doyle last year, I think Liam Peterson is one name to watch.
All right, Liam Peterson. You already have a Liam Doyle. Might as well go for a Liam Peterson. Hey, let me give you a call right back, Kareem. You're kind of breaking up a little bit, so let's try to get you on a better phone line here. So hang on just a second, okay?
All righty.
All right, let me get you right back. So I'm going to call Kareem right back here. I'm kind of breaking up a little bit, so apologize for that. So we'll get Kareem back on the line. He was talking about a few different guys. There's a lot of different options. For the Cardinals going forward here at number 13. There's not really a consensus, it seems like, a pick for the Cardinals. So let's see if we can get Kareem back on. Kareem, you hear me? All right, let's try this again. All right. We have Kareem with us.
Hey, Rusty. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all right. Hopefully we can get that a little bit better. Sorry about that. All right, so you've talked about some different guys there at 13. So we mentioned a number of, 6 picks in the top 86. Cardinals have some opportunity to pick up a ton of talent, Kareem. Because of that, do you think maybe the Cardinals could be more, I guess, risk-taking because of that feature.
Absolutely. I do think that they're going to take chances on some higher upside players. It wouldn't shock me at all to see them go with a prep player with that 32nd overall pick. And in my mock draft, I had them selecting shortstop Taj Marchand. He's a guy that's got explosive bat speed, has bat-to-ball skills as well. I think that when you have 6 picks in the 86 and you have the 6th largest bonus pool, you can take the draft pretty much however you want it. And I think the Cardinals are in a spot here to take some chances on prep players if they choose, and wouldn't shock me at all to see them go after some higher upside guys.
You mentioned the bonus pool, the pool money. I mean, you mentioned, I think, 6th highest, you said, right? So,
Correct.
How does that work out? Explain that to fans a little bit on how the Cardinals have the 6th highest.
Yeah, so pretty much each slot, each pick has a certain amount of slot value. So with the Cardinals having so many selections, especially with the Brendan Donovan trade in the offseason where they were able to get a couple of these picks, the 68th and 72nd overall picks in the draft. It just, each of those draft picks have a certain amount of slot value. So the Cardinals were also lucky enough to stumble across that competitive balance round A pick this year. So it just worked out well for them with the 13th overall slot, 32nd pick, which they got as competitive balance, and then the two draft picks that they got from the Brendan Donovan trade.
So I want to talk about Caden Bogenpohl in a minute, but hold on that thought. But first, before we get there, again, Kareem Haq of Cardinals Prospects, Birds on the Farm podcast. Who are some guys that have stood out? Doesn't necessarily have to be guys there at 13, but just kind of throughout the draft, maybe here on day one, that have stood out to you and you've like, man, this is maybe, under the radar guy I really like, see what he's doing. Okay, who are a couple of those guys that have come to mind to you that you would love to see the Cardinals pick?
Well, one name that I actually had mocked to the Cardinals in the second round, shortstop Tyson LeBlanc. He's a guy that his data is very similar to Rock Chalowski, who's projected to go first overall. Not quite the shortstop that Rock is, but LeBlanc's the guy that transferred over from a JUCO school over to Kansas this year, had a breakout year, hitting 25 home runs. The underlying data, as I mentioned, very impressive. He's a guy that does just about everything well. EVs are strong, makes contact, doesn't chase, and he's a guy that I think in the second round range, I think a team will pull the trigger, and I think the Cardinals are a team that would be interested in him. A couple other names to mention. Another guy that I had mocked to the Cardinals, outfielder Carter Beck. He's another guy that his data just absolutely checks out. Makes a ton of contact, and the exit velocities are strong as well. He's been up to 115. He's a guy that is also a center fielder where he projects to stick long term. He's a guy that interests me. And then a few other names. Carson Kerr, shortstop, Georgia Tech. He's a guy that set the Georgia Tech doubles record this year with 29 doubles. He's got an ability to make contact inside the strike zone at a very high rate, and he's consistently hitting the gap. So I think he's a guy, shortstop, but he's been a versatile player throughout his career. Has played some second base, third base, left field, and he reminds me a little bit of Thomas Ajacey. So I mean, those are a few names that stand out to me. Not with the first pick, but second comp B pick that are really interesting to me.
All right, I alluded to it, and I asked you ahead of time to do a little research on him, and that's Caden Bogenpohl. He's a local guy from Jackson, Missouri, so guy just 10 minutes away from Cape Girardeau. He's a junior at Missouri State University, 6'6", around 250. I mean, this guy is huge. He exhibited, you alluded to and cited the exit velocities for some of these other guys. Now, there's not a guy that has better exit velocity than Caden Bogenpohl. 119 at the MLB Combine. He wowed there. Now, he had maybe a little underwhelming year this year for Missouri State, but still a guy that's projectable, that's young enough, talented enough, a guy that plays in center field at that size, really impressive. I'm curious where you see Caden Bogenpohl going. Could you see him first, second, third round? I don't know. I mean, where do you think he could go?
I would say closer to that third to fifth round range for a Bogenpohl. But as you mentioned, he's a guy that has some of the best exit velocities in the class. It was a 111.6 mile an hour 90th percentile EV, which ranked in the 100th percentile for college hitters. It's elite, bat speed with a Bogenpohl. And as you mentioned there as well, despite his bigger frame, this is a guy that's a pretty damn good athlete as well. The shades of Jace Laviolette here. I don't think that batted ball profile is at the level of a Jace Laviolette, but I also think he's a little bit more adjustable out of zone where, the contact rate is actually, better than you would expect for a guy that's got the kind of exit velocities that he has. So I would say around, third, fifth round range.
Do you think, is this someone, let's say, in those rounds, let's say third, fourth, fifth round, if he was sitting there and the Cardinals come up, I mean, would you be interested in picking him if you were, drafting?
Yeah, I think he does. There's obviously a ton of upside with a player like this. There are some red flags, as I mentioned. The batted ball profile is not great. Despite the EVs, he hit only 6 home runs this year, and there does need to be some refinement in his swing to, get to more power production. But he's a guy that does intrigue me a lot, especially given that he's a center fielder, and I think he projects to provide value there as well. Definitely an interesting player.
All right, Kareem Haq, appreciate him this morning, giving us some great detail. Again, excited for the draft. Look, we've seen the Cardinals the last couple of years. J.J. Wetherholt just signed the extension. Liam Doyle. Who knows? Maybe we have another great guy that's fallen into the last of the Cardinals this year. So excited, Kareem. Draft day should be a lot of fun to see what Heim Bloom and company go to work and see what they are able to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, Rusty.
Thanks again. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
All right, take care.
All right, that is Kareem Haq. Appreciate him for joining me. Apologize. Sometimes, just phone line doesn't work out the best for us. So they're a little buggy early, better late. But Kareem Haq, guy that he projected Liam Peterson out of University of Florida. That's who he had in his latest mock draft. But, again, Grindlinger, a guy that was a two-way high school guy, that's an option. I've heard him take a Helfrich. The catcher is another guy that is linked potentially to that 13th pick. Who knows? There's all kinds of options. We'll see where guys fall. But I think the Cardinals can get a top-level guy. And, look, Kareem didn't seem to be necessarily as plugged in with Caden Bogenpohl, but excited. He thinks that he can potentially profile and be a big-time bat. He said he's very intriguing, and we'll talk to the intriguing guy in Caden Bogenpohl here coming up. So stay with us. We're going to try to connect with Caden after the break. Stay with us here on the SEMO Scramble. More MLB Draft Talk.
Take it. He gets all of that over the tree in right field. Oh, my goodness.
Welcome back in. SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. Happy to be joined now on our phone line with the Jackson Indian alum, Caden Bogenpohl. Caden, good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us, and an exciting day for really all baseball fans, but especially those that might just hear their name called. How about the opportunity, the anticipation? I don't know. I have no idea what that feeling would be like, but you're experiencing that all today. What is it like?
I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? I'm obviously very excited, very anxious, but I'm just looking forward to today and getting to celebrate everything I put in, and with all the friends and family that have been there.
So tell us, what have you been hearing? Has there been okay, hey, we think we could go here, we think we could go there, as far as rounds, things of that nature? What are you hearing as far as you expect here on day one of the draft?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard all over the place, and it's going to change by the time the draft starts in the first place. So I'm just going to say rounds 2 to 4, somewhere in there.
Now, I got to ask you this, too. Has there been a few different teams maybe that have checked in on you the most, that have really, talked to you, hey, maybe at this certain pick, maybe be ready here? Has there been a few teams that have kind of drawn the most interest?
Yeah, I'd probably say the Phillies and the Padres have shown the most interest throughout the whole process.
So you had an opportunity, Caden, to be a part of the MLB Combine. You showed out, man, with the exit velos, really breaking some eyes there. So tell us about the Combine, what that was like, that experience, and just, I don't know, how much pressure was all that?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience, and it was a fun one, too. We were out there for a week in Phoenix at the Diamondback Stadium. Just meeting with, 30 or so teams. It was a long week, and, you got to go through all the on-field sessions and just be around a lot of those other top prospects that, you've either played against or, seen all over social media growing up and stuff like that. So super cool experience, and, really, really cool to meet those other dudes that are in there with me.
A couple years at Missouri State University. Tell us what that experience there was like, how you have improved since high school until where you are now, what you have learned, and just kind of that experience and kind of the ups and downs of college life.
Yeah, Missouri State really turned me into the player I am, and really taught me a whole lot about the game of baseball, not even outside the field as well. They have helped me out a lot in all areas. But it was just another step of the journey, and I'll never regret the decision I made to go play baseball there. Even when I had the opportunity to go somewhere else, Missouri State was the right spot for me, and it's just a great program.
Take us back to your time at Jackson High School, Caden. You have an opportunity to be one of the highest draft picks ever in Jackson High School history. Obviously a great player there. Played for the Cape Catfish during the summer and different, area teams. But just that experience, what you learned there, the program that Jackson has, and, the opportunity to learn under some good coaches and the program there.
Yeah, no, Jackson was one of the most fun times I had playing ball. Got to play with, 12 of my best friends every day that I've been playing since I was 7 years old. So you can't really beat that. But, and then kind of going in there and kind of bringing back, the Jackson baseball and the standard that is over there. And that's, getting to the state tournament and being successful in it. So it's always going to be a good program over there, ton of talent around Jackson, and I'm not too worried about where they're headed.
All right, so tell us what draft day looks like for you. I'm assuming that you're surrounded by friends and family, maybe hanging out, going to be just tuning in all day. So what's that look like for you?
Yeah, we're doing a little party over at Wings, etc. in Jackson. Friends, family, coaches, a lot of people have been with me along the way. Just going to enjoy it and have a good day.
All right, so head over to Jackson, Wings, etc. Caden, I'm sure you've thought about this. I'm sure it's been a dream of yours since you were little. I think I saw that in an article that you talked about that you picked up a baseball at 5 years old and just kind of fell in love with it, been playing it all your life. To hear your name being called as a draftee, what do you think that moment will be like?
Undescribable. I don't know the emotions I'm going to be feeling, but I'm just going to be happy that, I get to celebrate it with all the people around me that, have been there with me through the whole way and always believed in me and poured everything they had into me to be able to get me to this spot right here.
How much love, consideration here you want to give to your family, your parents, your friends, and kind of getting you to this moment? Who are some people you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, probably, my dad and then, everyone else in the family that has just poured everything into me and, really just got me to where I am today and, have drawn leaps and bounds to get me to a practice or a tournament and stuff like that. So probably just everyone.
Caden, we wish you the very best of luck, hoping that you will get a part of a great MLB franchise and just looking forward to let you pursue your dream, man. So just soak up the day, enjoy it, man, and just, again, congrats on everything you've accomplished.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Caden. Take care, brother.
Yeah.
All right, Caden Bogenpohl. Man, I enjoyed that. Thanks for Caden for joining us today. He thinks anywhere from 2 to the 5th round could be, where he could go. Again, I have heard, the 2nd or 3rd round, honestly, is what I have heard just from talking to people, what he could go. Kareem, we just talked to him earlier. He thinks maybe closer to the 4th or 5th round. I don't think it's out of the question that he could go 1st round. No, I'm not expecting that. I think it would be a surprise, but I don't think it's out of the question. My point being, you got to be paying attention because I think he could go anywhere, again, within the first top 5 rounds. So, but he should go day 1. He should go today sometime. Caden Bogenpohl, we look to him to be a Major League Baseball draftee, and, he talked about the Phillies, the Padres, the top 2 teams that have shown interest. So maybe keep an eye on those 2 teams and the picks from those 2 teams. But you never know. You never know. We just hope that Bogenpohl has been able to, he'll be selected and he'll be able to take care of business. Hey, I do want to mention this. Remember Rylan Mills, a guy that was drafted out of high school from Oran High School? He's in single A in the Brewers system, and currently he's batting .260 with 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 104 at bats. So an .848 OPS. That's not bad. He was in the instructional league for a little bit, now playing for the Wilson Warbirds in the single A affiliate. So a 20-year-old Rylan Mills getting off to not a bad start. He was in the 18th round. Another guy that could be a day 2 guy, a high school guy getting drafted, that's Brady Smith of East Carter. Let's talk to him. He's coming up next on the SEMO Scramble. Welcome back in. It's the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. Remember, after the show, you can always go check out the podcast and listen back to some of those interviews and things like that. Big day, MLB Draft Day, today, tomorrow. And another guy that might just be able to hear his name called is the East Carter alum Brady Smith, a standout guy there, committed to Wichita State. He is a guy that's a finalist for the Baseball Athlete Award for the 13th Annual SEMO Ball Awards next week. Brady Smith joins us now on the phone line. Brady, good morning, man. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. You?
Doing good. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling, man? Opportunity over the next, today and tomorrow that, who knows, maybe you could hear your name. What have you been hearing?
There's a lot of nerves and emotions that are going into this. At the end of the day, I just got to stay calm and trust the process. It's not in my hands, it's in God's hands. And, we're just going to wait it out and see what today holds and what tomorrow holds. Whether I get the call late today or whether I get the call early tomorrow or late tomorrow night. It just depends. That we're going to go with it and see where it takes us.
So let's talk about your high school career there. I think Van Buren, then on to East Carter. Tell us about the season this past year, the season that you had. two-way guy there at East Carter. Help them to have a good season. Just take us back to your time for the Redbirds.
I feel like it all started back in July. I started playing catch with a few boys, hanging out with them a little more. I really felt a strong connection, and I felt that we were all pulling one way. We'd be hitting till 9 o'clock at night in the middle of July, and I feel like that just carried over to fall baseball. Fall baseball was really good. We went 21-1 or something like that, and then we had a tough spring. We played a lot of big schools, but I feel like overall it was a really good season. We all pulled for one another. Learned to play as a team. We battled a little bit of adversity early in the spring, but then we all started pulling one way and got things going our way. Got our bats woke up at the right time, and I feel like it just led to success that East Carter hasn't really seen much of, and then we tried to carry it on, and then fell short in the sectional game against Portersville.
Yeah, you're part of the district title, so take us a little bit back to that, what you guys were able to do. First one, I think, since 22. And then opportunity, I mentioned earlier that, man, you're there for a finalist for the baseball Athlete of the Year award for the SEMO Bowl award. So how about those two things?
Yes, sir. So taking you back to districts, I mean, we were the 3 seed coming in, and we had a joke going around that the 3 seed's always going to come out on top after our basketball team won districts as a 3 seed. So we kind of just carried that momentum in and realized that, hey, that everybody's saying Gainesville's better than us, Alton's better than us. That wasn't the case, but we played a lot of tough competition to get us ready for the Gainesville game and the Alton game in the districts. We played like Willard, Fatima, and Carthage, another big school. So Willard was ranked number 1 in 5A all year, and I feel like that game really proved to us that we could play with anybody. And so we just allowed that to carry over all season and go in the districts strong. And then on to the SEMO Bowl Award finalists. I mean, I've always told Mom and Dad, I said that's the goal. That's the goal to I want to end my high school career with the SEMO Bowl Award finalist. So, I mean, I guess I kind of just set the tone early and worked hard for it all year.
Absolutely. So congrats to that. Hopefully, maybe we'll hear your name next week. You're committed to Wichita State. What did you like about them?
Well, I was between 2 or 3 schools going into actually this weekend last year, and Coach Claggett, the pitching coach at Wichita State, called me, and I was getting ready to go play in the PBR Futures games in Atlanta. And Coach Claggett called me, and he's like, "Hey, we really fell in love with you. We got a full ride offer for you." And I looked at Mom and Dad. I said, "I can't turn this down." He's like, "Can you come on a visit on this Tuesday?" He's like, "I know it's a quick turnaround, but it's a visit you need to show up to." And I was like, "Sure, I'll be there." And showed up there. They took us out to dinner. Really fell in love with the coaches a lot. Kind of made it feel like family, feel like home a little bit. And the campus was really nice, and everything just felt like home there. I mean, everybody was welcoming and just wanted to have me there.
All right, as we round things out here with Brady Smith, East Carter grad, going back to the MLB draft, has there been, any teams that have kind of reached out, shown interest, anything there? I mean, is there any particular team we should keep an eye on for you?
Yes, sir. So I've had, over the course of this spring baseball season, I've had 18 teams reach out, and I got invited to 8 pre-draft workouts, and then I went to five of the 8 pre-draft workouts, which are I went to the Marlins, Astros, Brewers, Tampa Bay Rays, and Orioles. And the three teams that are the hottest on me right now are the Astros, Brewers, and the Tampa Bay Rays. And I've also been in contact with the Braves too, so I know for sure I'm on 5 teams' draft boards.
Is there any team that you're kind of hoping that you get picked by?
I'm hoping either the Astros, Tampa Bay Rays, or the Brewers. The Brewers put on a really good pre-draft workout and kind of just walk us through the whole process. And they're known to be one of the best farm systems in the league. So hopefully I can get there and develop and fly through the chains just like Ryland Mills is doing.
Is there a question, like if you get drafted, is there a question that, hey, I'll think about it, maybe want to go to school, or is it, no, I'm going to whatever team?
I'm going.
That's
I'm
awesome.
I'm gonna get my foot in the door and work my butt off and get to the big stage.
All right. So if you were to hear your name called in the MLB draft this weekend, what do you think that would feel like? A dream as a young boy, man. What do you think the emotions would be like, and what if you could hear your name called?
Oh, the emotions are going to be crazy. I got a lot of people coming down, a lot of people that's been there through this whole process. They're going to be down there. We're going to celebrate tomorrow. Just kind of have a whole party tomorrow with everybody and watch. Hopefully my name gets called and just go from there. It's going to be pretty cool to fulfill a childhood dream of mine and get to do things that not very many high schoolers get to say, especially from small southeast Missouri.
Absolutely. Well, Brady, man, we really appreciate the time this morning. We wish you the best of luck. Good luck, brother. We hope to hear your name called and just wish you the best.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Brady Smith of East Carter High School, again, hoping to be called. Again, projected a day 2 guy, most likely, not today. But still, even if he is a 2-day, we saw, again, Mills, 18th round draft pick. Could Brady Smith be something similar to that? Yeah, I think so. Maybe the Brewers, they're kind of getting in this area a little bit. Maybe the Brewers could be on Brady Smith. Maybe the Braves. We've seen the Braves in this area before. He mentioned the Astros as well, one of the hot teams. Who knows? We don't know. But we hope that maybe Brady can be a part of that. And if he is, he's like, no question, man, I'm going. I'm going to go. So that's pretty cool. So I was going to ask him, hey, about maybe, are you going to maybe plan on going to the SEMO Bowl Awards? But look, if he's going to get drafted, he ain't going to the SEMO Bowl Awards because that's going to be a quick turnaround. The team, whoever picks him, they want him to go and travel and go right away. So, again, good luck to Brady, to Caden Bogenpohl, and others in the MLB draft. We look forward to the St. Louis Cardinals, what they were able to do. Who knows? Maybe the Cardinals can get one of these 2 guys as well. So good luck to all those guys and some other ones as well. Maybe some SEMO baseball players, who knows, could get in on the MLB draft. So excited for that this weekend. Again, the Missouri Midwest Plains Babe Ruth tournament going on this week starting Monday. We'll get plugged into that. The Bulls, also the Charleston Fighting Squirrels season still going on. And then you have the Prospect League. You have the Catfish, 11-0. They'll take on the Hoots on Sunday at 4:05. Make sure and join us for that. The Cardinals, weather permitting, supposed to play tonight against the Atlanta Braves. It's David Eckstein bobblehead night. So that'll be cool. So again, all baseball talk today. We'll talk all SEMO Ball Awards next weekend as it'll be coming up this Friday night at LaCroix Church, July the 17th. And we'll have the red carpet show right on SEMO ESPN at around 6 o'clock. So join us for that. And then the SEMO Ball Awards later on, and that'll be a lot of fun. We'll break it all down next Saturday. So, folks, have a great weekend. Stay dry if you can. Thanks so much for joining us. Rusty Hendricks saying so long for the final time. You've been listening to the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN. Goodbye, everybody.
You've You've been listening to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN. Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 for a dash of hometown pride and the latest news, scores, and stories that matter most to local sports enthusiasts from the Boot Heel and beyond. Right here on SEMO ESPN 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, the SEMO ESPN app, and SEMOESPN.com.